Chelsea fans, what if I told you Chelsea may have accidentally caught a financial lifeline this season? What if missing out on Europe has actually given the club breathing room at exactly the right time? But that's only one of the big stories we'll cover today. Is the front of shirt sponsor now the most important deal Chelsea have left to complete? Is this finally the season Chelsea can challenge for the Premier League? We'll also talk about Reece James, the World Cup, semi-finals, why Garnacho's absence from pre-season is raising eyebrows, and we'll finish by remembering a man who helped change Chelsea's football club forever, Ken Bates. Let's get into it. Deo Borodis, Chelsea fans, how are you doing? The first topic I wanted to bring to you today: did Chelsea just get saved by missing out on Europe? At first, it sounds crazy. Missing out on Europe means missing out on a lot of money, a lot of revenue. It sounds like a disaster, right? You lose the prize money, you lose broadcasting rights, you lose the broadcasting income, you lose the match day revenue, you miss out on the global exposure. No, not that Chelsea do not have exposure, but they do definitely miss out on the exposure. Now, since Chelsea are not playing in the UEFA competitions this season, they won't be subject to UEFA squad cost ratio rules for this campaign. These rules limit spending on wages, transfers, agent fees relative to football revenue for the clubs taking part in UEFA competitions. Chelsea, as we know, Chelsea already has a settlement with UEFA over previous financial rule breaches. But sitting out of Europe means this competition's specific cost controls don't apply this season. It gives Chelsea a bit of a breathing space. So does that mean Chelsea is safe? Absolutely not. Now they also have to comply with Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, that is PSR, continue meeting the terms of their multi-year UEFA settlement where applicable, increase commercial revenue, and keep their finances under control. So here where it comes, why the front of shirt sponsor is so important for us. When we don't have a front of shirt sponsor, we are missing out on millions of pounds. That could range anywhere between 40 to 50 million. Chelsea is asking for something over that. But we know getting front of shirt sponsor is the main thing Chelsea needs to focus this season. We've started so many seasons, literally 4 seasons now, without the front of shirt sponsor. This puts a strain on our finances. We're missing out on a lot. We need to come to a conclusion and get the right front of shirt sponsor for us. I hope the team at Chelsea is working on it. The owners of Blueco are working on this. Getting a front of shirt sponsor will help Chelsea Football Club a lot. That's why the fans are very curious on when we are going to get the front of shirt sponsor. We desperately need it. Also, coming with the financial terms, we also need to get rid of a lot of players who are not going to be part of Chelsea. The clear out is very important aspect, and at pre-season we know which all players are actually with us. We need to get a lot of deadwood out, players that are not really in Xabi Alonso's plans. No more excuses right now. We are at a phase where we can't come up with excuses saying that it's not possible for this season. We need to reduce the wage bill, trim the size of the squad, generate transfer income. That's the most important part for us. And we need to create space for future signings. Whoever is coming in, we need to know that they have enough space in the team. Not just get in a few youngsters and then send them out on a loan. Speaking of the summer clear out, we have the Garnacho news. We haven't seen Garnacho in pre-season training, and here is why. Garnacho and Chelsea, it's over. Chelsea don't see any sense in having the player train with Alonso when he's not involved in the project. Decided between club and the player, Garnacho will leave this summer. Why isn't Garnacho in Chelsea's pre-season? One of the biggest surprises from Chelsea's return for pre-season has been the absence of Garnacho. We all know that there are talks going on at the back that Garnacho is going to be sold. This news could break out tomorrow or day after tomorrow, but it's moving in quickly as per Fabrizio Romano. I don't think there are any plans for Alejandro Garnacho in Chelsea's squad right now. What does this tell us? It suggests that Xabi Alonso doesn't see Garnacho as part of the project. And if a manager believes his future isn't there, then it's high time for a player to actually seek out another club. Chelsea fan, was the move a mistake? Garnacho arrived at Chelsea with a lot of expectations. The move was hyped. Was it really necessary? We do not know. Did we have to give him another chance? Could do with it. He showed a few flashes of good quality at times, but that wasn't enough to convince the Chelsea supporters. That wasn't enough to convince the Chelsea faithful. My question remains here. Was this the right move Chelsea made bringing in Garnacho? And is this the right time for Garnacho to leave when we are having the summer clear out? Let me know your thoughts on this. I want to ask you one thing. Is this finally Chelsea's season? Every summer there is a hope. New signings arrive, expectations rise, and everyone talks about next season. But this time things are a bit different. We've got a brilliant manager in Xabi Alonso. There are few signings which I love in the form of Marco Palestra. He's pretty young, but a decent signing. With no European competition, this is a season for Chelsea to capitalize and actually lift the Premier League. And if we see, Chelsea is actually entering a pre-season with a clear mindset, unlike the other pre-seasons where there was a whole lot of bunch of players. We do not know what we are doing. We've just replaced a head coach. But right now, the thing seems much more clearly, according to me. And that's a good beginning for us. I hope Chelsea sticks on to it. We add another few players who could come into Xabi Alonso's squad, the Chelsea squad, and help us lift the trophy. Mind you, there is a lot of quality in the Chelsea Football Club right now. There is Cole Palmer, Moi Caicedo, we have Reece James, and if Reece James stays fit, we could actually be in title contention for this year. Reece James is very important if he is the captain, because there is still doubts over Enzo Fernandez. Reece James could be the most crucial part of the puzzle for Xabi Alonso this season, and I want him to stay fit. He did an amazing job in the World Cup for yesterday's games. And coming to the World Cup, man, we had absolute blinders for this. Oh, finally, Thomas Tuchel and England made it to the semi-finals. I'm super proud of you, Thomas Tuchel. Argentina versus Switzerland was another great game. The final scores were 3-1. I had my predictions bang on there. So we exciting encounters for the semi-final of the World Cup. That would be France versus Spain, England versus Argentina. Is this the time for England? Should the World Cup be coming home to England? We have to see that. But Reece James is a very important part of Chelsea puzzle for this season. It's now or never, Chelsea. We have another news. Jesse Derry had joined Sporting Lisbon, one of Portugal's most successful clubs, on loan for the duration of the 2026-2027 season. Everyone at Chelsea wishes Jesse well for the season ahead, and we look forward to monitoring and supporting his development. This is an excellent move for Jesse Derry. He's going to be in the Champions League, I believe. Chelsea hierarchy have done a great job in sending him to a club where he could get a lot of minutes to play. And when he comes back, we could see a different Jesse Derry. Yes, before we wrap up today's video, I'd like to take a moment to remember a man whose name will always remembered, and he always will be a part of Chelsea's history. Ken Bates. Ken Bates became Chelsea chairman in 1982 at a time when the club was in serious financial difficulty. He brought the club for £1, £1. That was his journey. Stamford Bridge's future was uncertain, money was tight, and Chelsea were far from the global powerhouse we know today. His time in charge wasn't without controversy, and Chelsea fans have different opinions about some of the decisions he's made. But one thing is hard to deny: he helped keep the club alive during the difficult times. Chelsea, what we know today, is because of Ken Bates. Under his leadership, Chelsea returned to the top flight, won the 1997 FA Cup, the club's first major trophy in over 25 years, followed by the 1998 League Cup, the 1998 UEFA Cup Winners' Cup, 1998 UEFA Super Cup, and another FA Cup in 2000. This success helped restore Chelsea's best days ahead. When Roman Abramovich bought the club in 2003, he inherited a Chelsea side that was already back competing at the highest level. The modern era that followed was built on foundations laid over many years, and Ken Bates was one of the people who played a significant role in that journey. So today, whatever your opinion of his tenure, it's right to acknowledge his contribution to Chelsea Football Club. My deepest condolences to Ken Bates' family, his friends, and everyone connected to Chelsea who knew him. Rest in peace, Ken Bates. Thank you for your contribution to a football club, and you'll always be remembered as an important part of Chelsea club's history. Chelsea fans, today we've talked about the club's finances, the Premier League title race, Reece James, the World Cup, Garnacho's future, and we've remembered Ken Bates. Now it's your turn. Do you believe Chelsea are finally ready to lift the Premier League for this season? Is Xabi Alonso the right man? Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. This is Derek here from Blue Nation TV. Mo gaso.